Did you guys always use protection?
Never.
Never. Not even the first time.
Yeah, come on, girl.
Never used protection.
What you mean?
And did he know that he?
After I was diagnosed, I feel like he definitely knew.
What is good? Diamond Dynasty, baby. Y'all already know what's going on in this video today. Man, as you guys can tell by the title of this video, what we're gonna be reacting to, my sugar daddy gave me HIV, Vizzle, my nizzle. This is crazy, okay? So this lady right here, she has joined this podcast and she is basically discussing how she got HIV from her sugar daddy, okay? Before we get into it, make sure you tell a friend that today ain't your mama, today Uncle Joey still a hoe. Let's get right into the video. And also, if you have any reactions that you want me to do that are lit reactions that you think you would want to see from me, make sure that you hit me up, DM me at the DIAMONDLIFE 888, and I might just react to it. So let's get into it, man. Let's do it.
This man's house, but he would get out all these hotel rooms and everything, take care of me.
And how long was this going on before? How long were you guys dealing with each other?
Ooh, maybe 3 months.
Oh, okay. So it's okay.
Maybe 2-3 months or so.
If you're comfortable answering, how soon was it when you guys got intimate with each other?
It had to be maybe a month into us talking.
Okay.
Maybe about a month. Yeah, it was about a month into us talking. And then I just said, whatever, let's do it, because I just felt so close, because he's providing for me, because he's this.
What were some
Nah, you felt close to that bank account.
things he was providing?
Just money.
Just giving you money? Like,
exactly.
What type of money are we
You
talking?
didn't feel close to him. You was close to that Wells Fargo, that Chase. You know what I'm saying? That BOA.
At least $300 minimum anytime he came to see me. I asked him, I'd say, slow in the club, can you please come bring me some money just so I have a great day? At least $300. He would take me to other strip clubs just to hang out, like, you know, and I just thought it was so cool. Like,
yeah, it's like, was this the first time you dealt with a man that
tricked
would
on
give you that kind of money?
Yes.
Okay.
Ever.
So you never met any other man in like the club that would do the same thing? No.
I mean, my ex, I met him at a regular dance club. Club Hopper was like a dance club. Like, it was so meeting someone in a strip club
is a whole
different ball game.
Yeah.
Whole different.
So did you guys always use protection?
Never.
Never. Not even the first time.
Yeah, come on, girl.
Never used protection.
What you mean?
Did he know that he?
After I was diagnosed, I feel like he definitely knew, to be quite honest with you. Because there were things.
And that's tricky too, like, what if because that person could easily say, well, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. And that's why it's so important, man. Like, use protection, ladies. Use protection out there, man. And fellas too, use protection. Because you out here raw dog and shit, you know what I'm saying? You end up with, you know, like, you gotta be careful out here, man. You got to.
There was a bunch of red flags I've already said, but there were so many things that I noticed, and a girl commented on my video and said the guy that gave her HIV actually had the same thing, but he had an alarm on his phone. It went off every
take
day.
his medication.
And I noticed this, and I was like, what is that alarm for?
Medication?
And he was like, oh, it's to take my supplements, because he was huge. Like, this man, he looked like Flo Rida. That's what all my friends say. He looked like Flo Rida. He was big, muscular, bold, everything, like all that. So I was like, and he just said supplements. So I just believed him. He's a personal trainer. He takes supplements at this time of the day. And then after I was diagnosed, I told one of the girls in the club. Because I had stopped dealing with him. But he still it was almost like he was taunting me. Like, he would just come into dreams sometimes and just stand at the back bar.
After you found out?
After I found out.
I don't know if you know, was he taunting you because he didn't want you to tell other people? Or just to be intimidating?
I think just to be intimidating, because I told people, and then he found out, he knew that I told people, because he had texted me after, and he was like, I know you told the people in the club. And when I told the people in the club, it was the house mom, and it was one other girl that was very like gothic, like we were both alternative, had a bunch of tattoos, and I thought I could confide in her. Never confide in strippers or anybody in the strip club.
She went and told a bunch of people?
She went instantly. I told her maybe about 5 minutes later, I get called to the back by the house mom, and she's like, she told me that so-and-so gave you HIV. Is this true? Because I need to protect my girls if he's talking to other girls out here in the club.
Damn.
And I looked at that house mom and I was like, yeah, like I confided in everybody in the club at that time. And I remember that house mom knew him personally. And she was like, I know him. He would never.
Hopefully he didn't know you.
Do so and so, like blah blah blah. He doesn't have that. And I was like, okay. And so after I saw how they kind of reacted, it kind of just made me back away.
Turned you off, yeah.
And it blew up into this whole thing to where I just stopped working in Dreams, and then that's when I found my other home club and started dancing in other clubs in Atlanta.
So you continued dancing after. And how do you think that was because you were trying to heal something within you?
Oh yeah, I hated men. After I was diagnosed, I was like, this man gave me HIV. I'm going to use every man that I can use to get their money, whatever I can get out of them. Like, I did not care about my life, my safety. Because this one I had HIV, I was like, what else can happen to me? Like, you know, that's how I was thinking, and which is so messed up to think, think back on. But, you know, that's how I was feeling. So, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was trying to heal something within me, but of course.
So, after discovering the news, what was that feeling like in that moment? If you can take us there to like feel how you felt, which I know we won't be able to fully, but.
So when I was diagnosed, it was so we had the intimate reaction in April.
Okay.
It was in April. And I had an acute case. A lot of people with HIV do have an acute case. I didn't know this until
and can you kind of explain what acute case means for her?
An acute case of HIV is pretty much when your symptoms show up within the 2 to 3 months of transmission. A lot of people have no symptoms. You hear about that and it transfers to AIDS.
Yeah.
But I had symptoms like almost immediately. So within the 2 months, it was about June. April, May, June. That was exactly 2 months. In June, I started to have a fever. Like, my entire bed was drenched in sweat. I'm talking, I was sweating out my arm pores, my mattress pad, everything. And so the first night it happened, I was like, that's weird. I mean, I sweat in my sleep, but that's weird.
Yeah.
The second night it happened, I was sweating through the sheets, and then I remember my mom made me dinner. And usually we eat in our rooms, you know, it's nothing new. But we had a staircase, it was pretty steep. And I was walking up the stairs, and I couldn't make it up the stairs.
Because you were so fatigued.
I was so fatigued out of nowhere. Like, it just seemed like all these symptoms just came out one after another. And I remember I literally sat in the middle of the staircase with my plate, and I just set my plate down. And I called my mom and sister, and I was like, Mom, I can't move. And so my mom came and was like, what is going on? I'm taking you to the ER. She took me to one ER. They tested me for everything. Flu, strep, whatever. They didn't even test for STDs there. My mom was like, they just pushed you to the side. All they gave me was like ibuprofen to lower my fever. She was like, I'm taking you to another hospital. I go to another hospital.
I ain't gonna lie. The trend I see with a lot of these, like a lot of people who they go through like medical issues and things like that, including some people close to me, I have seen that they have to do their own diagnosis a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? I have somebody close to me that the doctors couldn't find out what the fuck was causing a certain ailment, right? And this person found out what it was, had to do their own research. And then the doctors tried out the thing and found out, oh yeah, this was it. The medication that I prescribed you ended up causing this side effect, you know, that led to this. So it's so crazy, man. Definitely make sure that you do your own research when it comes to medical issues that you have, okay? Because a lot of these doctors, they don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. They don't know, you know what I'm saying? They might know some things that if they could do a test on you and it comes up, okay, they'll know that. Or you got certain signs and symptoms of this, they might know that. But a lot of the times, you know you and you know your body better than any doctor. So make sure that you do your own research on any medications that you take or any type of ailments or symptoms that you may have and things like that. Make sure that you stay in tune. Don't just give all the responsibility to the doctors. Don't just do that, because some of these motherfuckers is getting paid all of that money and they are giving you things that are actually worsening your condition, right? Knowingly or unknowingly. So you have to look out for yourself, man.
Hospital. They do all the tests and everything like that. And at the hospital, they didn't do the HIV test. But they did do STD testing. And they said, I suggest you see an infectious disease doctor. And that's when I made an appointment with an infectious disease doctor. And they kept telling me, watch your fever, of course. Like, I can't control that. But then I made that appointment. And when I made that appointment, my entire family was with me. Because I kind of just already knew. But also my sister, in the midst of me going back and forth in the hospital, my sister, who's a nurse, she calls me out of nowhere. And she goes, when was the last time you were tested for HIV? Just out of nowhere.
And you said you kind of knew too.
I had like a feeling that there was just something off. And when she said that, my heart sank.
Damn.
Like, it was like my stomach was, like, it was just, I was like, I think that's what it is. And when she said that, it just confirmed what the doctors were suggesting I do. And then when she called me, it was in between of that. And I was like, jeez. So that's when I went to the infectious disease doctor. My whole family was there. My dad stayed in the waiting room. My mom and sister were in the room with me. And the doctor came back after the blood results, and he said, you have a false positive. He said, I don't want you to freak out right now. But you have a false positive,
Fuck
which
is that?
means like there are some antibodies, but we're not sure if it's like a fully positive. We have to wait another month. Mind you, my birthday's in July. So I was really like,
oh my gosh.
my birthday's coming.
She trying to turn up?
No. So, yeah, I had to wait until the beginning of July.
She was trying to get that funky monkey up, huh? On her birthday.
To go back.
What was that month like? Was it like a thought every day?
It was a blur. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I really don't remember.
I can imagine. Wow.
I remember I wasn't even dancing because I was too weak. I was just at home at my mom's house. I remember in my room. My head was spiraling, but it couldn't spiral too much because also I always tell people I was reckless with one person all the time. Like I was a very promiscuous person, but always with one person. And I always thought back to what type of sex we were having too. Relations.
Anal sex?
Relations. And it was always anally.
Really? Why was that? Just preference or
his preference?
Wow.
And that's why a lot of
I'm surprised she asked that question. Damn. All in the business, huh?
people say he's probably DL, and I know he probably was.
Yeah, because that's why I was like, why was that his preference?
So,
especially given the timeline that you said it was like 2-3 months. I feel like people might jump down that hoop,
later on.
They've already been intimate enough. And they're like, let's try something new.
Right, facts.
Not the first thing as a heterosexual relationship, but
some girls like that though. They like it in the butt. Comment down below if you like it in the butt.
yeah,
that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so I was just thinking back on all the ways that we, that was mostly the main way anyway. So I mean, it kind of just, I don't know.
It made sense.
It made sense, but it didn't at the same time. It was like, why is this happening?
You didn't want it to make sense.
Me, but also at the same time, I was being promiscuous with this guy unprotected. So who can I be mad at right now? Myself or him more? Of course, I was mad at him, but the sickest thought that came through my head was, don't tell him yet. Keep using this man. I didn't tell him yet. He didn't find out until I told people at the club.
Were you still sleeping with him? Okay.
I was still talking to him, asking for money though.
Did he find it weird that you guys weren't being intimate anymore? No? Were you guys intimate like pretty, like every time y'all saw each other before you found out? It was just like once in a while y'all would?
Yeah, it was just once in a while, so it wasn't anything like weird. And anytime he came to pick me up, he always had this guy in the car with him. I put myself in the most dangerous situations, but can you imagine 2 men driving you around in a rented Dodge Charger, just driving you to the strip club every day? And I just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Rented Dodge Charger.
Yeah.
Is that like confirmed?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's what he drove.
Okay.
He was from Florida, and he rented cars.
That was the car. Interesting. Okay. So, I know we got to before he started being intimidating in the club.
Yeah.
You didn't tell him because you said you were gonna I'm gonna use him for what it's worth. He did this to me. Well, first let me ask you this: how did you know it was him?
I knew it was him because I wasn't having sex with anybody else.
Okay.
Like how I said I was very promiscuous.
With
only
one
with
person.
Okay.
And that's another thing on my YouTube channel, and I have to hide a lot of comments where people are like, well, you was a stripper anyway at the time. How
Assuming.
you probably were dancing and sleeping with everybody. I'm like, when I was a stripper, and I told my mom this, when you're a stripper, you decide if you want to become, can I say the word?
Go ahead.
Prostitute. You either decide you want to be a prostitute or you want to be a dancer.
Yeah.
And after dancing, I became certified to teach pole. So like when I was in the club, I put on a show on the stage. Like I love moving my body and sensually and all that stuff. But I never once was the type to be in the VIP room or to do anything like that.
Shout out to you.
Never that type.
Shout out to you.
So when people ask me, "Are you sure it was him?" I'm like, y'all. When it just, yeah.
Speaking of VIP rooms, I know people have thoughts of what happens back there. Is that like pretty common that
extras
women are?
Yeah, they do it on the floor too.
Really?
I'll see.
Like do what?
That I'll see whole
do it all.
words out. Just hand jobs at the bar.
Oh wow.
A lot of new girls. I remember I saw one new girl come into the club. This was later in my career. And I could tell she was very green, as they say. And I was like, oh, please, no. And just within like the first customer she had, they were literally bumping and grinding on the couch out in the open.
Oh wow.
But in the VIP room, I used to go in the VIP room, but I made sure
that they know it ain't going down.
The people that I went to the VIP room with, a lot of my customers knew my status too. I was a talker. I get paid a lot of the time to talk. And as well as the people that went in the VIP room with me, one guy, he was a comedian, and he came in with his friend that was also married. They were both married. And we just talked and laughed, and he almost gave me $1,000. A lot of the time, I would raise the price so much because I knew what would go on back there. And a lot of the time, it's easy to, it's kind of hard and easy to say if you're not like as a stripper yourself, but you can kind of gauge when a man is trying to get something out of you.
I think women in general,
you can tell. Or you can tell when a guy's just like,
I think that's like comes with our survival package, you know what I'm saying? We got like survival instincts because of that, you know?
A lot of men would talk to me, like we would talk for a minute, they would end up giving me around $500, and they'd be like, I really don't like being out on the floor. Can we just talk in VIP? And I'd be like, okay. Yeah, give me another 100.
Trick.
And then anytime you go on VIP, you can leave anytime you want to.
Yeah.
So it's like,
have you ever done
always in control.
anything in VIP before?
No.
No? Okay. That's a testimony in itself. Yes, I always hear you mentioned in the beginning that you'd watch the stripper vlogs. I used to watch this girl. I think her name was Christina Valea.
Yeah.
Now you would watch those. I was like probably 16, 17 when she was like really at the peak of her content. And I'm just gonna say like how you got influenced to go into stripping. I can see how easily for young girls to be like, oh my god, she made that much in one day without showing.
Hold on, y'all. Let me switch this battery out. All right, we back. I had to switch the battery out right quick, y'all. All right.
The horrors that can happen behind the scene. And this is my question for you. Is were you ever under the influence in order to get through a night, like whether it was
every night,
drugs, alcohol? Yeah, so I feel like it's easy for women to end up becoming addicts, even if they just did it. I'm just trying to get through the night. Then if you're doing that every single night, you're gonna just be doing that even when you're at home. In a lot of cases, so you were under the influence a lot of the times.
Yeah, and especially dealing with the men in VIP rooms, I had to cuss out a lot of men. Yeah, threaten a lot of men. I'd be like, I will knock you the out right now if you touch me again like that. I would tell a lot of men like that in the VIP room. I would talk to them just like that, and they'd be like, you're mean. And I'm like, okay, well, give me my money, let's go.
It's crazy.
But you can't play when it comes to that shit, man. You really have to enforce your boundaries when you're in that lane. When you're living that type of lifestyle, you cannot play. Man. And I feel like that's what a lot of women, that's where a lot of women go wrong, is they want to play nice because they want the money, but the money isn't worth your life. Some of these niggas will decapitate you and not think twice about it. So if you are not mean, or if you're not firm and you do not have any boundaries, much less enforce your boundaries, you're going to be in trouble in this lane of work.
A lot of girls don't speak up for themselves, but I got to the point, I already had HIV. Please do not touch me like that. And I was so under the influence because a lot of men still groped me when I was still naked. Like, a lot of men would grab me and touch me inappropriately, and I'm already naked, and I'm already, like, vulnerable, and they would still try to assault me.
Wow.
So I would have to be under the influence to try and deal with that, because I just don't want to think about the security guard's not securing, and I was actually attacked by a security guard as well.
Really? I like, from seeing some women speak, they say that the security protects the women really well. Really?
Depends on the club.
Your experience was
Depends on the club.
Heck no.
Wow.
All of the security guards are in with the customers a lot of the time. A lot of the time. So I remember there was this one security guard at one of the clubs I worked at, and I told him that one of the customers didn't pay me my money, and he was leaving out, and he literally spit on me.
The security guard or the guy? Oh, the guy. Okay.
The customer did. I said, "You owe me some more," and he said, "Beware, I don't owe you else," and then spit on me. He was shorter than me, and then started walking out the club. I tried to get the security guard. He outside smoking with 2 customers, And when I told him he's walking to his car, he just looked like, just like that.
It's crazy, man.
And the first security guard that actually attacked me, this was way before. So I went back to dancing so many times. I would stop and go back, stop and go back. The first guy, this was at my home club After Dreams. I won't say the name of this club because I just won't, I guess. They threatened me so many times. And I actually had a lawsuit pending with them. I dropped it myself. But I came into work one day. I was a day shift girl. And I remember I had my handbag on my shoulder. And everybody knew me. They all knew, like the older security guards, they knew me. They knew Phoenix in the club. Like, she don't bring nothing in the club, so you don't even need to check her bag. Most of the time, my bag never got checked. But this certain day, it was a new security guard. I remember his real name was Kenyatta, and I'm going to say it because I don't care. His real name was Kenyatta when I found out, but his strip club name was Supreme. I remember he looked like handsome Squidward, just big, bulky, and just awkward. And I came into work. He said, "Let me look in your bag." And I had just got out my Uber, and I was on the phone with my girlfriend. And I was like, "Hold on one second, let me get off the phone." And then he said, "Let me look in your bag or get the F out my club." And I remember I just saw his eyes switch, and I was like, hold on. Because I was like the sweetest girl in the club. Even the girls never bothered me because they could tell, like, I'll switch on you real quick anyway. So, like, I just never was bothered. So I was like, what is going on? So I started opening my bag slowly. And so he still started, like, jolting me, like, trying to get in my bag. And by this time, I was partially inside the club. It was like an awning leaning in. And then I was partially inside the club. So the bartender was there, 2 regular customers. It was super early. And then it was the bar back that was there as well. And so the bar back starts seeing what's going on. The bartender's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like, he's trying to get in my bag. Like, what the F?" So by this time, the security guard pulls me back outside the club by my bag. And by this time, I just closed my eyes. But before I did that, I turned around and I said, "Why are you doing this? I don't do anything to anybody in this club." I remember the exact words I said. I said, "Why are you doing this to me? I don't do anything to anybody in this club." And I had a tongue ring at the time. And I was ugly crying already because a grown man is dragging me outside the club for no reason. And he thought I spit on him. So when I said that and I turned back around.
He thought did your tongue ring come out or something?
No.
So why did he think you...
Because it just came out when I was crying and screaming.
Oh, okay.
Why are you doing this? Like, it just...
Gotcha.
That's what he told the people. That was his excuse on what he did next. Okay. So after I said what I said, turned back around, and I started walking away. He grabbed me by my throat. And I remember I was up in the air.
Stop.
And I had just closed my eyes, like on some like super villain type shit, but he was behind me. So I was up like this. I had handprints on my neck and everything. And by this time, the bar back, because the manager came out. He was a white guy. He's the nerdiest white guy, came out. I'll call him Cole. He came out and he was like, "Yo, put Phoenix down, put Phoenix down." And he wouldn't put me down, so my eyes were closed. And the bar back came out with one of those giant Hennessy bottles. Not like this one, like the big
bottles.
Club ones. And they were about to beat him in the head with that if he didn't let me go. So he saw him come out with that. He threw me down on the concrete to the point where I had a contusion in my left arm. And then I had a strain in my spine or my neck to where I literally was moving like a robot the next day.
And so this was all unprovoked. Did you guys have issues beforehand?
Never. I met him one time previous. The house mom was like, "This is the new security guard, Supreme." The reason the club owner gave me, he said, that's my cuz, like, you know what I mean? He's real close to me. The only reason I can give you, because my mom called. My mom was like, because my family knew I was stripping. They was like, why did he put his hands on my daughter? They said, ma'am, the only thing we can give you is his mom recently died that week.
So just terrorize everybody else.
And then when he was about to drive off, they let him drive off. Before he drove off, he was like, that beat spit on me, that beat, and that was the only thing he could say.
Man, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Stay protected out here, man. Stay protected. But definitely watch your back, man. Watch your back. These guys are weirdos. These guys will take advantage of you, especially under the influence. So protect yourself, man. Protect yourself in all areas, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I will see y'all in the next one. Make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend and tell their aunt, your mama, tell their Uncle Joey, still a hoe. See you guys in the next motherfucking video, and I love y'all, man. Peace. We out, baby.